Getting it harder way, Southern T. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If this your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. We talk these good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, not just today. Today we here with a little boxing EP, man. Today we gonna talk about criticism and critic, right? And I'm gonna use two fighters in particular because this is the hot topic right now. This New York Times scorecard was every bit of about 2 weeks ago. My bad. This time scorecard was every bit of about 2 weeks ago, right? And we still got people, chiming in and talk about it. So I want to chime in and talk about it. I kind of talked about this a little bit, but I wanted to make sure, you know what I mean, that I was clear in what I was saying. All right. But I'm gonna give it to y'all a different way this time, right? But I noticed something. I'm gonna use Devin Haney because it's with Devin Haney mostly in particular where I noticed this, right? So last year, right? Let's start from the very beginning. Last year, I'm gonna roll up while we do this, right? Let's start from the very beginning, right? Where it started with this example, right? So last year, Ryan Garcia faced off against Devin Haney, right? Now, if we're talking strictly what is worth, right? We're talking strictly for what is worth. It's an exciting fight, right? It was a highly exciting fight between Devin and Ryan Garcia. Now, exciting fight, right? But not many people saw it that way, right? Or at least that's not how they broke it down. You know what I mean? At least that's not how they broke it down. All right. Devin and Ryan Garcia, for everything it's worth, right, was an extremely exciting fight. You know what I mean? Was an extremely exciting fight. It was action from the start of the bed, from round 1 all the way up until round 12, right? You had some knockdowns. You had both guys that were hurt in that fight, right, at a point in time. Devin Haney showed tremendous heart, showed tremendous grit. You know what I mean? He gave the fans an exciting style of boxing, right? That's what you've been asking for. People, in his last fight with Jose Ramirez, people had a problem, with the way that he fought. Like, he was real conservative. They said he was running around the ring the whole time, right? Well, in their first fight with Ryan Garcia, right, Devin didn't use the ring nearly as much as he used against Jose Ramirez, right? And most people, didn't give Devin credit for, putting on an exciting fight against Ryan Garcia, right? Most people killed Devin in his fight versus Ryan Garcia because he got hit too much. Or I heard people kill Boots all the time for the same thing, right? He get hit too much, right? But I noticed how these dudes, when it comes to Devin Haney, right, they go out of their way to not give Devin Haney any credit. Southern T, what you mean? Well, in his first fight against Ryan Garcia, right, Devin Haney gave you a back and forth fight, right, an exciting fight. Nobody took it like that. Nobody viewed it like that. Nobody came and said, well, that was a good performance by Devin. That was an exciting fight. Devin's a warrior, right, for being able to get up off the canvas like that. Devin's a warrior, for being Devin's a warrior, right? For, going through what he went through with Ryan Garcia, giving us that exciting fight, right? That's not how they viewed it. The first thing they said about Devin when he put on an exciting fight is, oh, his defense was bad, right? But the same guys, and these are the same guys that criticized Devin Haney in his last fight with Jose Ramirez, right? So in his fight with Ryan Garcia, you criticized his game plan and his defense, right? Murdered him, destroyed him. He come back versus Jose Ramirez. He improved his defense. He improved his game plan because he didn't get hit. And you said that he was boring, and you gave all the credit to Monster Inoue, right? You said to hell with Devin. Devin was boring his last fight. Monster Inoue is the one that really gave us the fight that we need to see. Well, what exactly happened in that fight with Monster Inoue, right? Monster Inoue gave you a back and forth fight in which he was knocked down, right? All I heard after Monster Inoue's fight was how much of a warrior that Monster Inoue was, how exciting that Monster Inoue's fight was. Not one person came out and said Monster Inoue had bad defense. Monster Inoue had the wrong game plan, right? When Monster Inoue came out there and he put on the back and forth fight, they actually praised him, right? They actually praised him and gave him credit for getting hit and taking knockdowns, right? So what's the difference between Devin Haney fighting Ryan Garcia and giving you a back and forth showdown versus Monster Inoue fighting Roman Cardenas, who a lot of y'all had no clue existed anyway before that fight, and giving you a back and forth fight with a knockdown, right? What's the difference between what Devin did with Ryan Garcia and the same people killed him for it versus what Monster Inoue did with Ryan Cardenas and you give him praise? I remember vividly these are the exact same people too, by the way. The exact same people who criticized Devin Haney's defense and game plan in the first fight. They came back and they criticized his game plan. They came back and they criticized his showmanship in this fight. So basically, they switched the narrative from defense and game plan to showmanship. Also, now for this fight, the narrative is his showmanship, how exciting his fight was. So now that's what you're talking about. But when he gave you the exciting fight, all you was talking about was how wrong his game plan was. Well, did Monster Inoue have the wrong game plan when he fought Roman Cardenas? A, B, was good. Did Monster Inoue have the wrong game plan when he fought Roman Cardenas? Or did you just sit back and you enjoyed the fight? Monster Inoue got hit with a whole bunch of hooks. Got hit with a lot of hooks. Got hit with a bunch of shit. I didn't hear anybody come and say he need to work on his defense. He had the wrong game plan. He keep fighting like that. He not gonna be able to beat nobody. Nobody said that. Everybody came. These same dudes. They look like Devin Haney. They came and they jumped on Monster Inoue meat. They started meat mashing Monster Inoue for getting his knockdown, right? And as soon as Devin got knocked down, these niggas couldn't wait to put his picture up on the internet showing you that he got knocked down. So why? So what you're telling me is that Devin's fight wasn't exciting with Ryan Garcia, right? That has to be it, right? You didn't think it was exciting because you came and you gave Monster Inoue credit for putting on the exciting fight. But I remember vividly when Devin had his exciting fight, you talked about how bad Devin's defense was. You talked about how bad Devin's game plan was, right? Y'all boys just need to come on out. Y'all boys just need to come on out and say that you hate Devin. That's really what it is. You hate Devin. It don't matter how Devin fight. Devin could give you the back and forth. Devin could give you the back and forth that you're looking for, that you claim that you're looking for, right? And you go kill him for his defense. Devin could give you straight defense, right? And then you're going to go kill him for his excitement. You know what I mean? But I noticed this, like, these dudes think they're so different, but these dudes aren't different. You sound just like Mike Coppinger, right? You sound just like Teddy Atlas. You sound just like all these other weirdo dudes in boxing, right? Who reach out and they try to destroy these black fighters, who act like when the black fighter is using is eloquently using his boxing skills, when a boxer is using his feet, when a boxer is using defense in the game plan, you call that running, right? When a black boxer, I'm just gonna be when a black boxer is using his feet, using his game plan, using his jab, right? You call that running. And when the black fighter is standing in the pocket, trade. When the black fighter is on the front foot, you know what I mean, bringing the fight to you, you criticize his defense, right? But then you look over, same weekend, right? Everybody putting a $150, everybody sucking Monster Inoue dick, everybody putting the extras all over Monster Inoue, everybody meat mashing Monster Inoue for fighting Roman Cardenas the same way Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia the first time. Back and forth, all action. But you killed Devin for the back and forth, all action. But you didn't kill Monster Inoue for the back and forth, all action. Why is that? What's the difference between Monster and Devin? The difference is your hate for Devin. You have no hate for Monster Inoue. You have no hate for Monster Inoue because Monster Inoue don't look like you. These people hate themselves, right? Whenever it's criticism towards Devin Haney, it's a black dude. And I guarantee you, whenever people are hating on Devin Haney, it's a black dude. And whenever my bad, right? And whenever it's somebody with a little lighter complexion, right? Whenever it's somebody with a little lighter complexion, these dudes just engulf them with credit. Most folks don't even know who Roman Cardenas is, right? Don't even know who Roman Cardenas is. Probably still don't know who Roman Cardenas is. And I'll give y'all another example, right? Y'all remember Shakur fought Padley? Everybody was talking about him being an electrician and shit like that. Roman Cardenas is a fucking Uber driver, right? You killed Shakur's opponent. You killed Shakur for fighting an electrician, right? Nobody had anything to say about Monster Inoue fighting an Uber driver, right? Just like nobody had nothing to say about Monster Inoue's quote-unquote bad defense. You were able to sit there and you're able to appreciate Monster Inoue's fight style, right? You can appreciate it, right? But when Devin go out and he do the same thing, you degrade him. Y'all dudes are big hypocrites. Y'all dudes are huge hypocrites. And that's why y'all shows can't take off the way y'all need them motherfuckers to take off, right? It's because people can see that hypocrite shit that you got going on. We can see how you criticize Devin Haney for throwing down, and we can see how you suck Monster Inoue dick for throwing down. We see these things. These are things. This is coming from the same people. This is coming from the same people, right? Who said that Devin should have had a better game plan, right? This coming from the same people who said Devin's defense was suspect in that fight versus Ryan Garcia. Well, how come these same people didn't say, Devin Haney, you put on a damn good fight against Ryan Garcia? You know what I mean? You gave us some action. You gave us that come forth style we've been asking for. Motherfuckers forgot that they used to call Devin boring, right? They reverted back to it after he fought Ryan Garcia, right? But people forget they used to call Devin boring for his fighting style. Oh, Devin has a boring fighting style. All he does is run. Well, Devin Haney said, cool. Devin Haney said, cool. I won't run against Linares. Y'all talked about that one shot that Linares landed. Devin Haney said, cool. I won't run. I won't run by your standards, right? Against Ryan Garcia. And all you talked about was him getting hit by the same hook. Where's the same energy that you had for Monster Inoue and him getting his orbital bone broken, him getting cracked and knocked down? Y'all call this dude a monster. Y'all call this dude a monster when he do it. Y'all call this dude a monster when he go in there, get his ass broke up and broke down, get his eye broke and jaw broke, get dropped and shit. You know what I mean? Devin got dropped by one person. Right? Monster Inoue has been dropped by multiple people. Nobody ever, I don't ever hear y'all come on here and criticize Monster Inoue's defense. Y'all call him a warrior. Y'all call him a beast. Y'all call him a monster. You know what I mean? But Devin Haney, when Devin Haney did it against Ryan Garcia, even after you found out that Ryan Garcia was on steroids, you motherfuckers still was sucking Ryan Garcia dick. You motherfucker was still trying to give, Ryan out that credit. I have not forgot you motherfuckers and everything that y'all said about Ryan. That's why you don't see him over here no more. That's why you're not going to see him over here. You know what I mean? You're not going to see these guys over here because I got them. I got you. You've been figured out. You've been figured out. Now I just want these dudes to come clean about it because how is Monster Inoue a fucking warrior for getting his fucking jaw broke and getting knocked down, right? How is he a fucking warrior for getting his jaw broke and getting knocked down, right? But Devin Haney needs to work on his defense. If he get knocked down, Devin Haney needs a new game plan when he go in there and give you a war and get knocked down. But Monster Inoue go in there and give you a war and get knocked down. He's a monster. He's a beast. That's how you want to fight. That's what boxing is. Entertainment. Entertain the fans. Give us what we want. Shout out to Monster Inoue. Shout out to Roman Cardenas. Shout out to those guys. Devin Haney. So y'all really gonna sit here and tell me that Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight wasn't more exciting than fucking Roman Cardenas and Monster Inoue? Ryan Garcia gave you 3 knockdowns. Right? Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney gave you action in the first round. Devin Haney got buzzed in like the first round. Right? Devin Haney was on the front foot, pressing the action in that fight. Ryan Garcia was on the back foot most of that fight. Devin Haney literally was on the front foot versus Ryan Garcia, and y'all still killed him. Y'all killed his defense and his game plan when he was on the front foot. AB. Right, AB. That's for the Jose Ramirez fight, right? And just the fight before, when Devin was on the front foot forcing the action, right? Got knocked down. They killed him. You didn't hear no fucking credit. You didn't hear no credit for that. All you heard was criticism, right? Devin Haney literally just came off a fight where he gave you the same kind of fight Monster Inoue gave y'all. And y'all was sucking Monster Inoue dick. But y'all killed Devin the fight before. Devin can't win with you motherfuckers. That's what it is. And I just want y'all to say I hate Devin. Some of y'all hate his daddy for whatever reason. I guess because his son love his daddy, right? Because your kids don't love you that fucking way. You know what I mean? Maybe that's it. You know what I mean? What's good, beautiful? What's good, beautiful? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. What's good? What's good? He said Devin is one of the last real crowd pieces left, in my opinion. He does whatever he's trying. And right, and that's really what I'm getting at. That's really what I'm getting at, AB. Like, because, and I told Devin, you know, the way that he fought last fight, I said fight every fight like that, bro. You know why, AB? For exactly what I'm talking about right now, right? Because when Devin Haney go out there, for a long time, right, AB, these people said Devin Haney was boring, right? Devin Haney is boring. Devin Haney is boring. He's not excited. Devin said, well, okay, Linares beat the shit out of him. Kambosos beat the shit out of him twice. Front foot fight, actions fight. Guess what they said each time he did the Linares? Oh, well, Linares punched Devin one time, right? Well, Linares punched Devin one time, so, you know, that was a bad fight for Devin. He got caught with that hook, right? He got caught with that hook. Linares punched Devin one time. You know, oh, if he can get caught with that one hook, that one time in the 10th round, he got caught with that hook in the 10th round against Linares. He never recovered. You didn't recover. You look shaky. Oh, you look shaky. You got caught with that ballot. That man beat Linares' ass for 10 straight rounds. Got caught with one hook, and that's all a motherfucker talked about. That's all a motherfucker talked about was the one hook he got caught with. That man gave you a full fight of beating the nigga ass on the front foot, throwing hands. All you talked about was that one hook that Linares landed. You criticized his defense then, too. Oh, Devin get hits a lot. His defense not that good. His defense not that good. He get hits a lot. Right when he gave you the action. When Devin Haney gives you action, Devin Haney is the only dude. My bad. Devin Haney is the only dude, right? Devin Haney is the only dude who could literally who can give you action-packed fights all the way through. Give you an action-packed fight all the way through. The nigga get caught one time against Linares, you criticize his defense. Fuck giving him credit for giving you a high-action fight, right? I want to talk about I want to talk about this guy's defense. I don't want to give this guy credit for being a warrior. No, I don't want to give this guy credit for being a warrior, right? Because I don't like him. I'm gonna criticize his defense in this situation, not how highly entertained I was during this fight. I'm not gonna highlight me being entertained by this back and forth match that he giving me with Linares. I'm gonna criticize his defense after the fact, right? I'm gonna criticize. Oh, you gonna go fight George Kambosos? You gonna fight George Kambosos and you gonna give me 2 action-packed fights? Well, I'm gonna criticize your opponent. I'm gonna say that George Kambosos really wasn't that good. George Kambosos wasn't that good. I mean, yeah, the fight was exciting. I mean, yeah, it was blood. I mean, yeah, you was on the front foot. I mean, yeah, you gave us nonstop action. But I don't care about that in this fight against George Kambosos. George Kambosos is not that good. George Kambosos, you could have stopped him. I think you could have stopped him. I mean, you could have stopped him, right? Forget me being entertained. Forget that fight being action-packed, right? George Kambosos he should have did that. That's what he should have did. That's what he should have did against George Kambosos. Okay, well, I'm going to go fight Regis Prograis. I'm going to go put it on Regis Prograis ass too. Right? Right? I'm going to put it on Regis Prograis ass too. What y'all say? Well, Regis Prograis ain't never been that good. Regis Prograis ain't that good. Regis Prograis over the hill. Regis Prograis overrated. Regis Prograis ain't really got no feet. Regis Prograis, y'all found the way to kill that win too. Straight action. Nothing but action-packed fights. Straight action, dog. And y'all talked about everything else but the fucking action. Dash, you a mom. Oh, shit. Oh, you a fool, Jazz. You a fool, Jazz. Right? That man gave you straight action against Linares, both fights against Kambosos. And y'all talked about his defense. Right? Y'all criticized his defense, his ability to get hit by shots. When Devin Haney comes forward, when Devin Haney gives you those showcase fights, when Devin Haney gives you those warrior kind of fights, you criticize his defense, AB. And then when Devin Haney go give you a masterclass defensive performance, when Devin Haney actually improves his defense, you know, like he used to do beforehand, right? When he stepped up in competition, he started using his defense and boxing more, right? Making his wins a little easier, right? You called him boring back then. He started being more fan-friendly. Now you say, oh, well, I'm talking bad about the defense. He go back to the defense. Now it's, oh, you boring. You boring again. Y'all go continue to move the goalposts on Devin Haney, right? Until he lose. Y'all thought y'all had one when he lost. And that's really what y'all sick about, right? That's really what y'all sick about. Y'all thought y'all had something. That's really what y'all sick about. Y'all thought y'all had something on Devin Haney with that loss that he didn't get. Your boy Ryan Garcia cheated, and a lot of you niggas still backed him, which is why you don't see me go to some of y'all nigga shows. You know what I mean? I know the real y'all. I know what it really is. It's not about the sport. It's about whatever associated with Devin Haney you hate, right? You'll come over here, you will hop on Turkey Al-Sheet, right? But then you'll get her and you'll praise Monster a new way. Man, they're the same people to me. Fuck what you talking about. They're the same people to me. They're the same kind of people. Right? My people look like Devin Haney. You know what I mean? I'm not finna move the goalpost for that. I'm not finna raise the goalpost for Devin Haney and then lower it for the next nigga. Right? I'm the one who can appreciate the way Monster a new way fight. I'm the one who can appreciate the way that Devin Haney fight. I'm the one who can appreciate Devin Haney's willingness to attempt to please the crowds. Right? But I'm telling Devin Haney, man, fuck these crowds. Fuck these people. These people not buying your fights no way. These niggas can barely afford to buy themselves something to motherfucking eat to begin with. Right? If it weren't for food stamps, a lot of these niggas wouldn't be eating no motherfucking way. You know? Oh, shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? It's just crazy, bro. Like, and then it's from people who, my bad, y'all. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Hold on for a second. And then, right, it's from people. It's just no consistency, right? There's no consistency. The same people that'll tell you, AB. The same people that'll tell you, AB, he was running. That fight boring. Well, the same people that told you he got bad defense because he get hit. Make it make sense. Y'all know what y'all sound like? Y'all sound like the hurt girlfriend. Y'all sound like the scarred girlfriend. Know what y'all sound like? Y'all sound like the abused girlfriend, the scarred girlfriend. And I ain't talking about abused like physically. I mean like mentally. Y'all sound like mentally abused girlfriends, right? You was in a bullshit ass relationship before. Now you meet a guy who actually about something. You tell this guy, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. That guy go do it. And you so used to a motherfucker messing up or fucking you over, right? You destroyed this guy's mental, making him jump through hoops when you should have made that last motherfucker jump through hoops, not this new guy that you got now. So now he got to try to make up for, you know, some shit that the next person did. He's never going to be able to do it. Y'all act like that scarred and that hurt girlfriend. Bill Haney must have scarred y'all. Bill Haney scarred y'all. Bill Haney hurt y'all feelings, and now y'all got to take it out on Devin. Whatever Devin do, y'all go dislike that shit. It's never going to be enough. Devin can go out there. He could be on the front foot. He could try to knock motherfuckers out. He could throw 200 punches in the fight against Kambosos, right? Y'all still go criticize something else. Devin can go out there and he could have the best defense and best game plan in the fucking building all night long. Y'all go criticize the excitement of the fight. The excitement of the fight, if that's really what you care about, if you really cared about just the excitement of the fight, like you do when you watch Monster New Way, right? Like you do when you watch Gervonta Tank Davis, right? Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia would have checked every box imaginable for you. That fight would have checked every box imaginable for you as far as entertainment value goes. You really about to sit here and tell me? You really about to sit here and tell me that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney wasn't exciting? Why wasn't that the narrative being pushed after Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney's fight? Right? Oh, that was an exciting fight. Both fighters came in, they did that thing. I gave them full credit. I'm going to give both fighters full credit. Right? And I'm talking about before y'all boyfriend, Tank Davis' best friend, Ryan Garcia, was found guilty of steroids. Why wasn't that the narrative after Ryan beat Devin, right? And we gonna talk on the basis as if Ryan beat Devin right now, right? Why wasn't the narrative? Why wasn't the narrative with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia? Oh, that was an exciting fight. Oh, that was a barn burner. Oh, both those guys are warriors. Did you see Devin Haney get up off that canvas, man? That guys are where that dude got extra heart. That dude got heart. All you motherfuckers said was he had the wrong game plan. His game plan. Bill Haney this, Bill Haney that. Because now you have to give Bill Haney credit. And you don't want to give Bill Haney no credit for the game plan. Yeah. Yeah. Because most people, they don't care about getting it right. A lot of these dudes just want to be right. A lot of these dudes don't care about getting it right or making it right. Y'all care about being right. You want your narrative. You want the thing that you said to be right. What I do over here is I talk about what's happening in front of me. What most of these dudes do is they push a narrative. That's why they can't admit. That's why they can't take information for what it is. That's why they can't admit when they're wrong, because they care so much about being right instead of getting it right. Bro, I could come up here with the biggest faking story in the fucking world. I could say Errol Spence is returning and fucking Errol Spence is returning August the 14th to fight motherfucking Keith Thurman. And if I come back 2 weeks later and say, my bad, y'all, I got some wrong information, that shit ain't gonna happen. Earl not gonna fight Keith Thurman. I had got a bad beat. My bad. I wasn't wrong, because I came back and I told you, oh yeah, I came back and told you, oh yeah, I got misinformation. It's not wrong. Motherfuckers care about being right and wrong so bad. When you get it right, you could never be fucking wrong. Because yes, I was wrong when I told you Earl was fighting Keith Thurman. Right, hypothetical. I was wrong when I told you Earl was fighting Keith Thurman. But I'm right when I come back and tell you that he's not. So I really never got it wrong. But everything that I said in that first video when I told you Earl fighting Keith Thurman, I now already got the views for it. I now already got the bread for it. I now already got it. And now I'm coming back and just making it right. When your goal is to make it right, you can never be wrong. When your goal is to get it right, you can never be wrong. Some of y'all goal ain't to get it right. Some of y'all goals are to be right. Right? Like a scarred, bitter woman. Or I say a scarred, bitter man. Right? Because some of y'all are old, scarred, bitter men. You know what I mean? Some of y'all are, oh, and I hurt some feelings with that. I hurt the feelings with that because somebody dropped up out of here. A lot of y'all don't want to get it right. A lot of y'all want to be right. You know what I mean? And I know that because that's the only way. How could now the thing is, right, since Now the thing is, right, since the fucking New York Times Square card, Jay Gibb was good. Jay Gibb, I sent you that too yesterday. I sent that back to you yesterday. Now the thing was entertainment. I really want y'all to hear me out, man. I really want y'all to feel me, man. Because now the thing is entertainment. Was it not entertaining when Devin put it on Regis' ass? Right? Was Devin not entertaining when he put it on Regis' ass? What was the narrative after that fight? The narrative was Regis is washed up. Regis ain't nothing. That was a good ass back and forth fight. Action-packed fight. Punches thrown all night. Right? That's not what people said. People criticized Regis in that fight because you couldn't criticize Devin because that was his best fight ever in his fucking life. Right? That was Regis. That was Devin's best fight in his fucking life. So you couldn't criticize Devin on that tip. So motherfuckers killed Regis. Devin is on the front foot against Jorge Linares the whole time. Action-packed fight. Back and forth. Action. What was the narrative? What was the narrative after the Linares fight? Real question. Somebody in here. 11 people in here. What was the narrative after the Linares fight? The narrative after Linares was DP Rocker was good. The narrative after Linares was Devin Haney got hit by that one punch. The narrative was never that was an exciting fight. Pop, talk to me, Pop, right? The narrative was never that was an exciting fight, right? That wasn't the narrative, but it was an exciting fight, right? It wasn't exciting, but he was literally on the front foot the whole fight. The whole time he gave you action. He gave you entertainment. He entertained you. He got caught by one fucking punch, Pop. And what did these motherfuckers say after the fight, Pop? They didn't say, man, Devin put on a good-ass fight. Devin put on an exciting fight. What they say, Pop? He ain't got no chance. They didn't say, good fight, Devin. Good way to battle. Good way to go in there and punch with a puncher, Devin. They didn't say that. They didn't say that for Devin. They said, hey, bro, you got caught with that one hook and you was hurt. You ain't got no chin. That's what you said. That's what you said, dog. That's what you said. Why is it that when the black fighter, y'all sound like Mike Coppinger, y'all sound like Dan Raphael, y'all sound like fucking, what's the old dude with the blockhead? Y'all sound like Jim Lampley. Y'all sound just like these dudes. Why is it that when the black fighter give you exactly what you asked for, you flip the fucking narrative on them? When he give you exactly what you asked for, you flip the fucking narrative on him, bro. You sound a black fighter can't do nothing right to you niggas unless he look like Tank. Can't do nothing right for you niggas, bro. The man literally gave you 4 or 5 action-packed fights back to back to back. And what y'all motherfuckers do for 2-3 straight years? While Devin giving y'all Linares, Devin giving y'all JoJo Diaz, Devin giving y'all Kambosos twice, Regis. What did y'all do? Lomachenko, straight action, straight fucking action, straight fucking action. And what did y'all do when Devin gave you motherfuckers straight action for 4 fucking straight years? What y'all do? Y'all killed his fucking chin. Y'all killed his fucking defense. Y'all ripped him a fucking part. Y'all ripped him a fucking part, bro. 4 straight years. This nigga Moss New Way going there, get his motherfucking jaw broke, get his fucking reels broke, get his fucking eye broke, get his fucking nose broke. And y'all, he's a warrior. He's a war. Look at him. He's a war. Where the fuck is his bad defense at? Where the fuck is his bad defense at? You can appreciate his style of fighting, though. You can appreciate, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm back, DP. DP, oh, yeah, I'm back. Oh, yeah, we back, baby. We back, baby. Right? When Monster New Way do it, he's a warrior. He's a warrior when Monster New Way do it. Oh, look at him. He's tough. He's tough. Big Devin tough too. Devin tough too. Fuck, but you don't see it like that. You don't see it like that, though. That ain't how you see it for whatever reason. You see bad defense when Devin give you a back and forth fight. You see a warrior when Monster New Way do it. Devin entertained you for 4 or 5 straight years. All you talked about was his defense and his game plan, right? The narrative with Ryan and Devin was Devin had the wrong game plan. He had bad defense. What was Devin's best attributes in his last fight? Game plan and defense. His defense and the way he followed the game plan. Y'all literally said that, bro. Do y'all remember that? Y'all literally said that. And Devin came back and gave you defensive game plan. Bill Haney had the game plan to beat Ramirez. That's how Devin Haney fought Ramirez. Devin Haney fought niggas 5 straight years on the front foot. 4 straight years on the front foot. He fought Ramirez like that because that's how you beat Ramirez. They had the perfect game plan for Ramirez. I ain't heard shit about that. You didn't give Bill no credit for that. You didn't give Bill no credit for that game plan against Jose Ramirez, did it? Nah, you didn't. But you damn sure killed him for being an entertaining front foot fighter against Ryan. You ain't give Devin credit for being an entertaining front foot fighter getting knocked down against Ryan. You killed him. His defense and his game plan. But you gave a monster new way credit. What's the difference, man? That's all I'm saying. What's the difference? What's the difference from Devin being a front foot for entertaining fighter for the last 4 years and all y'all killing him being caught by left hooks, by Linares, by Jojo Diaz? Y'all killed that shit when he give you the entertainment. When Devin fights are entertaining, y'all know what y'all do? Y'all get all tactical and schematical. When Devin is tactical and schematical, y'all start talking about entertainment. When Devin is entertaining, you motherfuckers get schematical. When Devin is schematical, you motherfuckers talk about entertaining. Why do y'all do little bro like that, bro? Why y'all do little bro like that, bro? What has that dude done to you, bro? You know what I mean? Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what is that? That shit is weird, dog. You killed the game plan. You killed the game plan versus What's good, Bill? What's good, Bill? Man, I'm just doing the show real quick, Bill, man. I'm just pointing out how, how for 4 or 5 straight years, right? Devin was the entertaining come forward fighter, and they killed his game plan and defense for it, right? He come out against Ramirez, right? Beautiful game plan, by the way, but I'm gonna give you some credit for that. He came out against Jose Ramirez, right? Perfect game plan, perfect defense, and they killed the entertainment value. I'm trying to figure out, man, why is it so hard for people just to give Devin Haney some credit where it's due? You ask for the entertainment, he give you the entertainment, you get schematical on him. He give you the schematics, you talk about entertainment. Bingo.
I think that's the problem. That's the narrative. You know what I'm saying? That they want to constantly kill the momentum.
Bingo.
We're gonna keep on working, man. We're gonna keep bringing light to it, man. And that's what you're doing right now.
For sure, man. I had to cook on it this morning because I see it. I noticed how when a new way right get knocked down and hurt, he's a warrior. When Devin do it, his defense bad. You know what I mean? Why isn't Devin the same warrior? Bingo. Now he boring. Now he boring. That's crazy, man. It's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. All I heard for a year straight, Bill had the wrong game plan against Ryan. I didn't hear, man, that was an entertaining fight, right? I didn't hear that, Bill. That was entertaining right there. I didn't hear that. All I heard was wrong game plan. You come with the game plan now is, that was boring. So my thing is, now what you should say is, now Bill them had a perfect game plan to beat this fighter, Jose Ramirez, to beat this fighter. But instead now it's, Devin's boring again. They just went back to the, he boring. At first it was.
Listen, we gotta point out that
Uh-oh.
It's not just, it's a game plan, and then it's a game plan within itself because you have a great trainer like Robert Garcia who's studying Devin, right? And they're saying, okay, these are his tells, right? These are his things that he do. These are his habits. And for us to come with something, a game plan, and to dismantle a pressure fighter and Jose Ramirez, who traditionally comes forward in this business,
bingo,
to shut him down, I mean, I don't think they know what they're saying.
Bill, I think they know what they're saying, but because it's y'all, because the Haney's attached to it, they go pretend that they don't know what it is. People in boxing, man, they ask for things, then they forget what they asked for. Y'all asked Devin to be more entertaining. He's been more entertaining. Y'all said, Devin, that was the wrong game plan. He gave you what you asked for. Now it's Devin, you need to be entertaining. These dudes, so it's hate. I don't know where the hate. I don't know if it's hate for you. I don't know if it's hate for themselves, because they look like us, like you, like me. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy that now we're back to the entertainment thing as if, Devin and Ryan Garcia wasn't fight of the fucking year. If we've been real, like before, he cheated and all that shit. If entertainment value, that's fight of the fucking year. You know what I mean? Entertainment value. But y'all didn't give Devin the credit as the warrior. He didn't get the warrior tag. A new way get cracked, get his shit cracked. He a warrior. Devin get cracked. Oh, he chinny. What's the how? How does that work? Devin a warrior too, nigga. What you mean? He a warrior too. Y'all folks be killing me, man. They be killing me with that, man. Mm-hmm.
They called him all that, and then they had to call him TWTea. So we're on our quest for the Mount Rushmore of boxing. Devin, I believe in him, and shit, man, anybody can get it. It's Devin Haney versus everybody.
Devin Haney versus the world, and it really is, and it's crazy. I told you like from the jump where I stand. From the last time I talked to you, man, I became even bigger fan of y'all and what y'all doing because y'all doing it through the fire. And people ain't gonna like this, but I'ma say it because everybody know history repeats itself, right? What they say, the game don't change, the players do. Floyd Senior, Floyd Mayweather Jr., man, Bill Haney, Devin Haney. History is repeating itself as much as the same kind of hate and vigor that Floyd was getting, man, y'all get that same kind of hate and vigor. And people are participating in it and don't even realize it. But they're creating superstars, 32-0. It's starting to get real. Like, you know what I mean? 32-0. It's starting to get real, real around this motherfucker.
Yes. And when you're in New York, man, come and see me so we can have a sit down and put it on SAMETHING boxing. You dig? Because I don't care how big or how small, man. I support them all, man. We're all doing this, you know what I mean? We are one, brother, and I appreciate you, man. You got to get on speed now, and I'm going to go ahead and get to work.
For sure, Pimp. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, Kate.
Yeah, man. So I just had to call the man himself, right? And he gonna answer every time I call, bro. It don't matter. Y'all know what time it is right now? The man gonna answer every time I call, bro. And that's why I mess with him. That's earned respect. You know what I mean? That's earned respect. They earned that shit. I told Bill Haney, y'all know what I told Bill the first time he was on my show? I told that man I think Tank be his son. That man didn't switch up on me. He didn't switch up. Now I gotta find a way to New York. Right. Now I gotta get to New York so I can get my Bill Haney sit down interview. But yeah, bro, I'm just tired of, man. I'm just tired of I'm just tired of the hypocrites, man. I'm tired of the hypocrisy. I'm tired of seeing people praise. How the fuck is Devin Haney not in people's pound for pounds? Devin is 32-0, undisputed champion. Right, champion at 140. right? And he's not on pound for pounds. And y'all want to tell me pound for pounds are legitimate. If Devin Haney is not in your top 10, Devin Haney should be in your top 5. If Tank is above Devin Haney on any pound for pound list, I gotta question your boxing knowledge. You know what I mean? But it's just it's so much hypocrisy, man. Like how does I'm confused on how he even got to this point, right? How could you watch Devin Haney versus Linares, Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz, Devin Haney versus George Kambosos, Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, and not be entertained, right? And not be entertained. Nobody said nothing about being entertained at that point, though. It wasn't entertainment for Devin at that point, right? It was game plan and defense. It used to be entertainment before that, and then he started entertaining, right? And then he started entertaining, and then it went to, well, you know, Devin Haney don't got defense. Then he went back to the defense, and now it's back to the entertainment. Y'all, bro, I didn't heard this shit before. I heard this shit before. You know what I mean? And I just gave that man his flowers because if nobody ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna give him his flowers. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give him his flowers. And he pointed out something that I didn't even notice. They did that against the trainer of the year, Robert Garcia, Jose Ramirez. Right? Robert Garcia. Now people are pretending that Jose Ramirez is trash. Everybody Jose Ramirez lost to going to the Hall of Fame. Newsflash. Everybody Jose Ramirez lost to is going to the Hall of Fame. I guarantee it. I put my last dollar on it. There's nobody that Jose Ramirez lost to that's not going to the Hall of Fame. Not one person. Not one person. Y'all saw how magically Jose Ramirez and Regis Prograis got back after Devin Haney beat him. Right? And I've been fucking with Roman Cardenas. You can ask my nigga Jizzle. I've been fucking me and Jizzle. Jizzle too. We've been fucking with Roman Cardenas over here because we know where Roman Cardenas came from. We knew about Roman Cardenas before he went to the motherfucking Monster New fight. We know where Monster New found fucking Roman Cardenas at to even be able to notice him. And shout out to Monster New because this ain't me killing Monster New. This are me killing the people that praise Monster New, right? So I don't want this to sound like a Monster New diss or a Monster New bash because this ain't what this is. I'm just using Monster New to point out the hypocrisy and how people view Devin Haney and Bill Haney. I gotta throw Bill Haney in there because some of y'all hate Bill, not Devin. Right? So some of y'all will just kill Bill instead of kill Devin. Because some of y'all don't hate Devin. Some of y'all don't hate him. Y'all hate Bill. Right? The hate for the Haneys is very similar to the hate for the Mayweathers. The hate for the Haneys is very similar to the hate for the Mayweathers. You know what I mean? Very similar. Very, very similar. Right? And the reason and nothing, I like seeing people succeed. I want to see all these brothers succeed. You know what I mean? Literally. All of them. I like to see history challenged, right? I like to see records broken. Right? This year when Ovechkin broke the hockey goals record, a record they had never thought be broken. Man, I love that. I watched the game. When LeBron broke Kareem's scoring record, a record they thought they'd never be broken. I love that. I watched the game. You know what I mean? Records are meant to be broken. If Devin stay on this path, man, and we talking about not how you feel, not about how your feelings, because some of y'all still won't even give Floyd his credit either, right? I got Floyd third on my all-time favorite list. Actually, I got Floyd 1C. right? Because I got 3 number ones. Yeah, I got 3 number ones. Yep. And I feel like all of them deserve to be there. I got Ali, Ray Robinson, and Floyd all number 1. And then I got Sugar Ray Leonard number 2. I got a 1A, B, and C. Because I feel like what Sugar Ray Robinson was to boxing is what Ali was, right? To boxing. And what Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson was to boxing is what Floyd Mayweather fucking is to boxing. And I feel like you gotta put him in his proper motherfucking place. You know what I mean? And if we really and to segue that into this, so yes, I just put Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Floyd Mayweather all in the same boat because they all are in the same fucking boat, right? And if anybody got a problem with it, I'll argue anybody, right? You can have 1, 2, 3, but if your list don't start that way, if you still leaving Floyd out of your list, I look at you different. If you still leaving Floyd off your list, I look at you different. That just no matter how you feel or what, I look at you different. Right, Floyd should be in that 1, 2, 3 conversation. Like Mike, LeBron, right, should be in that 1, 2. Kobe, I guess you can throw Kobe. People love Kobe so much, right? I don't necessarily think Kobe 3, but if you're taking away big man, Kobe would be my 3. So I get it when people say that. So boom, I get that, right? But Kobe not in my 3. I think Kobe like my 5. I think he's like my 5th or my 6th or something like that. But you take away big man, Kobe would be my 3, right? So I get why you put Kobe in there, right? Some people look at it different. But when you mention it's certain sports are synonymous with certain people, right? Basketball, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe Bryant, Kareem, Shaq, right? That's basketball. Football, Lawrence Taylor, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders, shit like that. Names, I'm talking about names like that, right? Baseball, Babe Ruth, Barry Bonds, Mike McGuire, Sammy Sosa, no name when you say baseball. Babe Ruth and Barry Bonds, like some of the first names come to your mind, right? When you say boxing, the first name that comes to your mind is probably Muhammad Ali, right? If we just being real, the second name that comes to your mind probably is Floyd, right? But Sugar Ray Robinson for the diehards, if you know, right? But Floyd's name is going to be one of those names that come up with they're going to throw Mike Tyson in there. Now, I don't put Mike Tyson as high on the list as most people would. We can have that argument. I don't put him as high as most people would because I think it's a little fluff in there with Mike, right? But Floyd Mayweather is one of those dudes. And I'm segueing that to say this. If we being honest with ourselves, if we talking about not our feelings, if we talking about resumes and what they have accomplished, working towards that goal in the allotted time that they have done it in, right? If we had to pick anybody who may be able to challenge these GOATs, these greats, these boxing gods, right? The Mayweathers, the Robinsons, the Leonards, right? The Alis, right? Challenge these dudes, right? We could pick a few, but if we're just talking about one guy, you look down at their list of names. We look down at their list of names. Who on the list? Right? You got Crawford. He's a little older, 2-time undisputed, right? Probably on his way out. He got a Canelo fight coming up. He beat Canelo, then shit go get a little different, right? But right now, right? Who else you would say? You got Canelo himself, right? Right? Pushing it. You got Crawford pushing to the list, right? You got Canelo pushing, right? But then you go on down the list, you start looking at the next most accomplished guy, probably after those two, after you find the Canelo, after you find the Bud Crawford, right? Just men's boxing, right? Not women's boxing. After you find the Canelo, after you find the Crawford, right? You get to going down, you get to looking at, okay, you say, okay, Monster, New Way. I throw a New Way in there. Let's throw Monster in there, right? Let's throw Monster in there, right? Pushing itself, right? To be one of the greatest, right? What those guys got in common? They all 30 or up, right? But who's the next most accomplished guy, right? So you got Canelo hella accomplished, Crawford hella accomplished, Monster New Way hella accomplished, right? age-wise, who's the next guy, right? Age on top of him being the next guy is Devin Haney. Devin Haney is 25 years old. Those dudes are 30 plus, right? Devin Haney already got it undisputed like those guys. If Devin Haney gets one more, he going to have the same amount as Bud Crawford, unless Bud Crawford beats Canelo, and then Bud is putting himself in a whole different world, right? And that's going to be a conversation for a different day if he beats Canelo. And that's what's going to be titled. It's going to be a picture of Bud, and it's going to say, if he win this fight, ... Because if that man, Bud Crawford, is able to pull off that fucking win, oh my God, right? Oh my God. But as it stands, Bud, Canelo 1 and 2, right? You throw a Monster New Way in there, right? I'm talking about accomplishments wise, like as far as resume wise, right? You throw him in there, man. Devin Haney is in there with those dudes, and those dudes got like 10 years on him. Those dudes got at least 5 years on him, right? He got at least 5 more years to him and New Way got about the same resume already. They got the same resume already, and he's younger than him. Canelo got it undisputed. Haney got it undisputed. Now, Canelo got a list of names, a list of lists, right? You know what I mean? That's crazy. But look at Devin got 32 fucking fights. Devin 25. By the time Devin is fucking 32, Devin might be pushing motherfucking 50 fights, right? Let's just say Devin have another fight this year, which he probably is 33. Next year, let's say Devin, you know, by the time Devin is 30 years old, he'll be at about 40 some odd fights. Like that record gonna start, you know what I mean? And with his game plan and defense, ain't no telling how long Devin can stretch this shit out. Y'all saw what Devin just did. Y'all saw what he just did to Jose Ramirez. Devin could put that movement on any fucking batter and make it hard for them. Make it hard for them to land, make it hard for them to hit him. Right? Devin could apply that game plan to anybody. You know what I mean? And make it hard. And Devin got offense. He has offense. Devin secured the bag in this last fight. Y'all know Devin got offense. Act like you don't know. Act like you don't know. Look, I do one even better. This fight that we talking about, Jose Ramirez. All right. Somebody tell me how many fighters on that card went to the hospital after their fights. Somebody tell me how many fighters on their whole Times Square card went to the hospital after their fight. A real question. I really want somebody to answer. It's 12 y'all in here right now. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Slide through. It's 12 y'all in here right now. Real question. Make it quick, y'all. I'm gonna drop the 30 seconds. Somebody tell me that total card. It was. We ain't even gonna count the first fight. 3 out of the 3 fights. Tell me how many fighters went directly to the hospital after their fights. I'm gonna drop this 30-second cue after 30 seconds. If I don't got an answer, I'm gonna tell y'all the answer. All right, so y'all gonna come up with an answer. So I got an answer for y'all. All right, one fighter out of this whole card went to the hospital after their fight. So now that we know that only one fighter went to the hospital after their fight on this entire card, the next question is, which fighter went to the hospital after their Times Square New York fight card? One fighter went to the hospital. Which fighter went to the hospital after their Times Square New York fight? I'm going to give y'all 30 seconds. I'm going to drop 30-second cue. If I ain't got an answer, I'm going to answer. All right. So since don't nobody know which fighter went to the hospital after the Times Square New York card, so for everybody, right, who was questioning Devin Haney's offense, out of the entire fight card, only one fighter went to the hospital after the fight. The one fighter that went to the hospital was Jose Ramirez. Devin Haney stayed there and watched Ryan Garcia fight. Teofimo Lopez didn't go to the hospital, right? And he had some cuts and lumps. He didn't go to the hospital right after his fight, right? I mean, right after the fight, he didn't go to the hospital. Barbosa had a little, couple little bruises, right? He didn't go to the hospital right after, right? Ryan Garcia and Roland had a fight. Nobody went to the hospital. Nobody had to go to the hospital right after. Why is it that Jose Ramirez is the only dude that had to go to the hospital after the fight? Because this that Devin didn't do shit narrative is not true. You know what I mean? This Devin didn't do shit narrative is not true. Devin was the only dude that sent his fighter to the hospital. Every fighter doctors are on scene at these fights to check on you after the fight. So they tell you whether you need to go or, if you want to go, you could go. They tell you if you need to go or whatnot. You know what I mean? Type deal. Only one fighter got in the ambulance and went, and that's fucking Jose Ramirez. You know what I mean? So talk your ass off. You know what I mean? I'm one who believes that, if Ryan Garcia didn't have PEDs in his system, when Devin Haney hit him with his fucking hook and he shook Ryan Garcia up, I think that shit would have knocked him out. Would have knocked him down at least. Right? The way it buckled him. So that Devin Haney don't get offense shit, man. We know Devin Haney get offense. With that game plan that Devin Haney used on Jose Ramirez, man, that's going to be frustrating. And that's going to be hard for anybody. You can say cut the ring off, but Devin going to be throwing shit back at your ass. You know what I mean? And his gas tank, his conditioning, looked great at 47. Now, I don't necessarily think that any of these dudes I don't think any of these dudes that's coming up to 147 from 135 are natural 147 pounders, right? But I don't think a lot of these dudes are natural 147 pounders. You know what I mean? But you come up, but I think Devin would fill out amazing at 147, right? Once he really get acclimated and whatnot. And the more I think about it, at first I'm looking at Devin should fight Rolly first, but the longer Devin stays at 147, the more he go, fill out, get used to the weight class. So, I don't necessarily see. I see Devin only getting better, right, as time goes on. That Devin Haney that we just saw, that's not even the best Devin Haney, you know what I mean? Type deal. But yeah, if I'm Devin, I'm happy about what I put out because I feel like shit, that was maybe shit half of what Devin got. Right? Devin beat Jose Ramirez with foot movement and a 1-2 jab. You know what I mean? He beat Ramirez with foot movement and a 1-2 jab. You know what I mean? But I just think it's crazy how everybody, flip the narratives on, Dale. Because I sat here and saw him, be entertaining for years. And people kill everything but the entertainment factor. Right? I saw him be entertaining for years and people killed everything but the entertainment factor, bro. That was crazy. I'm like, damn. Y'all told him, y'all said he was boring. And he gave you, he stood in the fire a little bit. And now you criticizing his defense like he can't make everybody only land 40 punches like that. He can make everybody look like Jose Ramirez. You know what I mean? The thing is, man, they trying to kill. People saying they trying to kill the black boxing fighting style, right? Which I do agree with. I did a video some years back called the Mayweather Effect, right? Just like that, it's called the Mayweather Effect. I'm sure if you go look for that joint on my channel, you probably be able to find it. Put it in just like that, the Mayweather Effect. And basically what I was saying is that because Floyd was able to beat all of their fighters, Floyd was able to garner so much money. 3 years ago, this was after, and you see how time, man, y'all see that? I like it. And let me yeah, here you go, but it's called the Mayweather Effect, bro. It was after it was Michael Fox and it was Robson Canseco, right? It was Rigo. I got Floyd Mayweather, Michael Fox, Canseco, and Rigo up here, right? So basically, what I was saying was that the black boxer is still paying for Floyd Mayweather's sins, right? Because Floyd used to get in there and embarrass their fighters, right? Make it look so clean, right? Make it look easy. And people used to hate that. A lot of people paid to see Floyd lose. You know what I mean? So I feel like boxing now, they're set out to make sure that there are no more Floyd Mayweather boxers. It's the Floyd Mayweather effect, right? They're penalizing guys for using their foot movement, using their defense, right? They're criticizing, they're penalizing them for being good boxers, right? Because they want to promote more of the, let's just say, the Mexican style of boxing, right? They want to promote more of that, right? Which is exchange and fighting on the inside, right? Brawling, right? They want to promote more brawling. Let's say they want to promote more brawling, right? Over the back foot boxer. Because Floyd Mayweather beat out of their goddamn fighters. He got rich and he talked shit. You could control Floyd. You can't control Floyd, right? Even still to this day, you can't control Floyd. And they ain't trying to create no more Floyd Mayweathers. You know what I mean? It's the Mayweather effect. But I did that video 3 years ago. I just want to shout it. I did that job 3 years ago. It's the Mayweather effect, man. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna hold up too much of y'all time, man. I just want to have this little conversation, which I've been in here with about an hour and 16 minutes. Right? I think I got my point across. Shout out Bill Haney, you know what I mean, for picking up the line like you always do. But man, this whole EP basically was just, to point out, like, I see the difference in how people, view the Haneys, how people grade the Haneys, how people rank the Haneys versus how they, view, rank, and grade everybody else. In the same weekend, right? The same weekend, the same people Fatal Fury card. You know what I mean? The same weekend we had Devin Haney fight Jose Ramirez, and he used defensive tactics, right? People ripped him apart. And people praised Monster Neway the same weekend, and he got knocked down in the fight, right? He took a lot of shots, had a back and forth, entertaining fight, right? And people praised him for it, as he should. Neway deserves all that credit because it was an entertaining fight. But ironically, my Devin Haney had the same kind of fight the fight before with Ryan Garcia. And people killed him for it. You know what I mean? And people killed him for it. Right? They talked about his defense, talked about his game plan. But against Jose Ramirez, he gave you straight defense and game plan. And then you killed his defense and his game plan. And you praised Monster New Way for the back and forth. But Devin Haney didn't get no love for his back and forth with Ryan Garcia. All you talked about was how bad his defense was, how many left hooks he got caught with. And man, if you can't see the hypocrisy in that, man, then I don't know what to tell you. If you can't see the hypocrisy in Devin Haney fighting Linares in the inside the whole fight, trading with him, getting caught one time, and you killing the one time that he got caught versus the entertainment factor of the fight. And now your thing is Devin not entertaining, but when he was entertaining, you talked about the one hook Linares hit him with. Or you talk about the hooks that JoJo Diaz kept hitting him with when he decided to trade with JoJo Diaz. That was a hella entertaining fight, him and JoJo Diaz. Entertainment. Back and forth. Dude was rumbling. You talked about his defense, him getting caught with hooks. You ain't talking about how entertaining that fight was. That fight was very entertaining, just like Monster New Way. Right? We go up to Kambosos. Devin Haney threw 1,000 fucking punches against Kambosos. He beat the shit out of Kambosos with a 1-2. That's all you heard was. Yeah, he was punching him and holding him, just like Floyd used to. Punch, hold, evade. Do what you do. It's called hit and don't get hit. Beat the shit out of Kambosos. Twice. Bloodied him up. Split him open. Bloodied him up. Had him gushing. Right? That wasn't entertaining. Hella entertaining. I ain't heard you talk about that. All you talk about was how bad George Kambosos was. Like he ain't just beat T.O. Let's fast forward to the Ryan Garcia fight. Devin Haney was on the front foot the whole time. Front foot the whole fight. Maybe to his detriment, right? Ryan being on the steroids was for sure to his detriment. And maybe he was on the front foot to his detriment, right? But he was giving it to Ryan. And then Ryan caught him. Boom. Shook him up. Right? Started back. He giving it to Ryan ass again for 2 more rounds. Boom. Ryan catch him, knock him down. He get back up. He started back giving it to Ryan ass, punching on Ryan ass. Ryan knock him. Hella entertaining fight. You ain't talking about how entertaining that fight was. All you talked about was him getting knocked down and him being chinny. That's what you talked about. You didn't say he was a warrior like you said and Inoue was a warrior. You didn't talk about how entertaining that fight was. But then Devin come back and he do, okay, well, I'm going to stop being entertaining even though y'all asked me to be entertaining because I was the quote-unquote boring boxer at first. I started being entertaining. Then y'all started killing my defense and my daddy game plan. So let's do defense and game plan this time. Let's give them what they've been asking for before they was asking for what they was asking for, right? And now y'all asking for what y'all was asking for before y'all start asking for what y'all asking for now. Skinny Hardaway Southern Tea, man. I'm out this joint. Appreciate y'all folks trying to do this thing, man. That shit crazy, man. Shit crazy.